Oh, yeah?
Welcome back, bitches. It's Myst. You know what it is. We're currently in the Stoneship Age. We just got here. And I don't see no Branch, Emmett, and Will. Where the hell are they? We're alone here. Well, let's go ahead and explore our surroundings a bit. We have some sort of thing. It's really fucking pretty out here. Let's get our bearings straight. We got the flooded inside of a ship. We got the flooded inside of a cave. Let's check out this lighthouse here. We have a flooded lighthouse with a dangling key, which, oh, there's a keyhole there, but it won't reach. And then something. We've got a ladder here, but it's built, you can kind of tell it's built into the rock. We can't actually climb up there. So no go there. Another flooded cave. If we run up here, we have a telescope. You can rotate it all the way around. Oh, interesting. Puzzle randomization. This used to be 135 degrees. Now it's 350. Give or take. How the fuck does that work? It goes up in tens. 210, 120, 130, 140, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200. Yeah, it does go up in tens. Oh, but no, eventually... Wait. Go backward, ho! Ah! It's too much! Yeah. Jeez. Well... that's definitely going to throw me for a loop. Because this was exactly 135 degrees, exactly southwest. And now it's like 349 or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there, I guess. I might have to cut out my my puzzle rage. Jesus Christ. Was this a mistake? Hope not. Alright. Well, we can't go anywhere. Everything's flooded. So perhaps it has something to do with this. Something's working. Nope. Aha! Let's go down the deep, dark fucking cave. Good God. It's dark as shit. It's almost eerie, actually. Whoa. This is a lavish fucking room. With some ominous music. Got some gold coins. Some jewelry. Lots of nice place settings. Nice bed. Another globe of hell. What's this? Ooh, I want that. Can I have that? Who lit these fucking candles? A dagger and some vials. What I can only imagine is drugs, since it's a syringe, pills. I mean, from what we've read about Emmett, Branch, and Will, this doesn't seem to be their bag. You know what? Oh my god. They're actually changing the locations of the pages, too. So we just got a page for the red book for one of the sons that was trapped. They're changing the location of the pages, too. I thought it was just the puzzles. That's awesome. I love it already. Because I was like, it should be here! What the fuck? That's super cool. So, we found a page for the red book in this room. That's interesting. We'll come back to that later, or we kind of analyze that. For now, we got one cave that's no longer flooded. Let's check out the other one. This one is also not flooded. Ah. Much different. The first room was regal and elegant, and this is almost, barbaric? Got a very simple bed. The blue page, that would be for Achenar's book. We have some tables with maps and stuff, so someone was charting maps out here. That's cool. Well, that room's no good. All right, so you'll find as you explore these worlds that the object in each one is to collect a red page and a blue page. Originally, in the original version of the game, you could only carry one page at a time. It was bullshit. There was no reason why you couldn't take both pages. The game just didn't let you. So you would have to do each age essentially twice. It was fucking trash. They realized their mistake, and you can carry both pages this time. So, let's unflood some other shit. Alright. The water's out of here, so now we can go down. So there's a rope attached there, leading to something. There's a chest, which I can probably unlock with that key, but it won't come up. Because it's filled with water! That's right. And then now that it's filled with air, you close it, and guess what? Homemade buoy, motherfucker. Now, wait, where am I going? Yeah, over here. Now let's flood it back. And that chest should be available to us now. Look at that. Oh my god. What do we get? What do we get? Another key. Also attached. Maybe this one fits. There we go. Nice. Great view. Looking around. I'm not excited about that fucking telescope degree puzzle. Okay. So, what's this? Whoa! Oh, it activates the light. And it looks as if we are charging the light. It's actually limited. I believe you have like, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes before you have to come back and charge it. And I have a sneaking suspicion that this puzzle will require me to recharge the light several thousand fucking times. But we'll see. It also lights up these caves too. So it's a lot more, my god, look at the textures they put. Everything looks so good. But now that we have got some light down here, if you come back down and re-explore, huh? You're going to find that you totally skipped by a passage when it was dark. This actually connects to the two rooms. And here is the puzzle that we encountered with the telescope. Originally, it was 135 degrees, which was exactly this button right here. Now it is not. If you press any of these buttons that is wrong, the game will shut off the light. And you will have to go recharge the light, come down here, try again. Every time you fail, you will have to redo that. I don't know exactly what 348 degrees looks like on this table, since it looks like they haven't changed. It looks like it's the same number of switches. Oh, and I just lost light. Fucker! Really? Sitting here jabbing my fucking mouth. Ran out of light. I might have to brute force this, to be entirely honest, because if I have to... Fucking wrong way. Because if I have to, I have no idea how 350 degrees would be, represented on this table. But, originally, if we assume the top is essentially 0, this may not be that bad. If the top is essentially 0, it's very close to the end. So I might just have to brute force it and try a few options. And, yeah. So let's get this light back on. 5 minutes of light. That was less than 5 minutes. Okay. Let's try. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? I just fucking hit every goddamn switch. You'll eventually get it. Unless they fucking randomized it to where you have to do, like, multiple. No, that wouldn't work. Alright, it was very close to 0. So let's try this one. That's a no. Whoa, it was! Well... yeah, the lights are on permanently. Wow. I guess it was a simpler solution than I thought? I don't know. I guess it would require doing a new playthrough with randomization on to see what other numbers I get. But I just went, well, it's close to 0, so maybe it's just one off right from 0, and I guess it was it. So now we got the lighthouse on. And yeah, it's safe to say that Branch, Emmett, and Will, and the rest of the people that lived here are not here. They're gone. But we still haven't explored down here. So, I'm really surprised. I did not think that puzzle solution was going to be easy. I thought it was going to be something where you had to, like, choose, like, 2 lights or 3 lights or something. Like, it was going to be something crazy. But I guess it was okay. That was a straight-up fucking guess. So just so you know, if you didn't, you can come down here. You can unflood it and come down earlier. But when you get the light working, you get the power running through the whole place, which allows this to work. Otherwise, this wouldn't pop up. And we have a book. Back to Myst Island. We have everything we got everything we came here for. We got the pages. It's good. So now we can put them in these books and see what these guys have to say.
You've returned. Thank you for bringing the red page. You must continue to help me. My name is Sirrus. Release me. I beg you to find your name. You must release me, for I release me from this book, which has become. Bring me the red page. I need more red pages, please. Ben. Don't waste time. Look. Don't. My brother. My brother is guilty. And I wrongfully imprisoned. Bring the red page to me.
So yeah, he's definitely a prisoner. He's saying that he was wrongfully imprisoned and that it was Achenar who was guilty. I'm assuming they mean guilty of burning all these books. It seems to go with Atris's idea that Achenar is the guilty one. But we don't really know. There's a reason both of them are fucking imprisoned. Maybe it's because Atris didn't know which was guilty, so he had to do both of them.
You've returned! I thought you wouldn't return. Yes, to rescue me. I'm Achenar. Don't be my brother, I beg you. May be complete. Don't. Always blue pages. Listen to him. Listen to my brother. Egotistical fool and a liar. Now me. Bring me the blue pages. Ignore the red ones. Don't bring the red ones. Earnestly implore you. Wrongfully imprisoned. You must believe me. You will have my retribution. Please bring me the blue pages. Pages, please.
Well, still don't have quite enough to go on here. They're both pretty much saying the other one is guilty. So the only thing we really can do is continue to find pages and make the link a little bit clearer so we can see what they have to say. So time to move on to the next stage. I like to do this one next. This is pointing at the tree now. And just like before, we need to head up the tower to get the clue. The new clue. I'm actually starting to worry a little bit. The randomization for that telescope and Stoneship really makes me worry that some of the randomization is going to be crazy. 287. All right. Let's see what that's good for. We need to head back to the little shed with the tree. I'm guessing 287 is probably the code to unlock the safe. That would make the most sense. Oh, before we do that, actually, let's read about the age. Because once we get going on there, we're going to have to move. So, Channelwood is what this age is called. I have called this age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though it's exactly how I imagined it, it's still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere, there are only trees which grow directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I am eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I've arrived here late and I must rest. I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one that I would never have expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand motions that I was to follow them. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which is about 10 meters above the water and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower paths to the village level, approximately halfway up the grand trees. It's very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. At sunset, they motioned for me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. The walls were garnished with bright metals, and in the center of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least he appeared to be their leader, for he sat in a meter off the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human, at least to some extent he appears human. His hair, which was only on his face and head, was completely gray, almost white, and hung very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by an almost grotesque neck that could not hold its head up to look at me. But what a surprise, this creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter, I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked to be telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human, but he is old beyond his own reckoning. He seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They're treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me very uncomfortable. It's almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me he has not spoken our language in his own tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings which happened randomly, some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. The sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. Then they would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day things changed. The rumbling began and grew quickly to unprecedented levels. Soon it became apparent that the entire island was sinking slowly into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. The humans who lived through this catastrophe moved into the trees where they gradually died out. Maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I'm not sure. This is the story the old man communicated to me. Although many details are very unclear in my mind, I'm especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own. Yet the old man believes in the truth of the story as if he had been there, and the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans, as if he, which has been scratched out, they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and asleep. He then said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort he stood to his feet. I tried to help, but he pushed me away with more force than I imagined his frail body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surrounded him with very solemn faces. They then kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally, he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out the door and off of the narrow path, high in the trees. The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body. He had fallen onto a lower level of walkway, and carry it away. He was laying down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion, one of the tree creatures lit the pier on fire, and I watched as the flames engulfed him. As the strange funeral proceeded, the waters around the pier changed to dull green. This morning I awoke, finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The water is a dull green as far as I can see now. For some reason, the water no longer shifts color. As I wander throughout the pathways, the creatures watch me, curious to see what I will do next. They're constantly offering me strange objects of affection. I even found food outside the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon so that I may learn more from them. We see now that the ink is changing colors here. I've lived on this world for 3 months off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I'm even beginning to learn bits of their language. I've decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and my sons, and hopefully return with them. However, I'm sure Catherine will once again refuse. I think this age would be a wonderful experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Sirrus and Achenar will react to its curious inhabitants. Catherine is staying behind, as expected. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very much. They get along very well with the tree dwellers and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt that it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. I'm leaving tomorrow to check on Osmoian age. Sirrus has suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay. Though the idea unsettles me, I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warn the boys not to take advantage of the respect the tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith they will follow it. Much to my dismay, upon arriving at Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Kochtik, maybe? I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly after checking on Sirrus and Achenar here. See Everdunes Journal for more information. Don't bother looking. It's been burnt. After watching Sirrus and Achenar, I see they are handling things very well, and I think they can put to rest any fears about leaving them in Channelwood again, and for a little longer time. The Tree Dwellers seem slightly distressed that I'm leaving, but are happy that Sirrus and Achenar are staying behind again. I've been gone for over 3 days and have been to many different places. I had to tell Sirrus and Achenar about Pran's death today, and they were visibly shaken, although they only remembered her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested that it would be wise for Sirrus and Achenar to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They'll be returning with me when I leave again. I've told my sons that they will be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. It seems they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out into the surrounding waters. I enjoy hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures, and am reminded of my own adventures as a child. I finally understand why the Tree Dwellers have been giving me their many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have changed from the black I thought they were to various different colors. I've shown some of the creatures my journal, and they laughed and howled. I did not know they had such a sense of humor. Even now, as I look through this very colorful journal, I cannot help but laugh myself. We'll be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They've told me they would like to come to Channelwood again, and also asked if they can visit some other ages alone. Though I'll have to think over their request, I believe they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also have to help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now, I must give my farewells to the creatures, for I do not know how long it will be until I visit this age again. And then we have some drawings of a future bridge here, and what the Tree Dwellers' huts look like. And that's it. So, now that we've read the little history of the age, now we're ready to go. Oh my god, what was it? 287? I think. Yes! Alright. Ignite. And the pilot light's on. In the original game, it was a book of matches that you would strike and then light the pilot light. But I imagine that, I don't know. Maybe they felt this made more sense. And, yeah, it's on. So, let's turn this boiler on. What's happening? The tree is moving up. It's huge. So huge. It's like a fucking redwood, damn. And there seems to be some sort of way in. I'm not going to do that, because all it does is rise all the way up and you can't go anywhere. So here's the trick. Now that it's up, let's turn this off. Because going up won't take us anywhere. But going down might. Your mom sure knows a lot about that. This button will reset you back to get out if you wish to. Dark. Dark! Damn, it's getting really dark. Ooh. I'm guessing this lets us get back out if it raises or something? I don't know. And here's the book. The book to Channelwood Edge. Let us go to find another red and blue page. I rather like this one. This one's one of my favorites. And they really spruce this place up. Alright. We will explore Channelwood next episode. Once again, thank you for joining me. This will be a short series. Once we finish this stage, we're already halfway through the fucking game. I'm curious to see how the puzzles will be randomized in this, because I don't know exactly how they could randomize it. But we'll find out next episode. So thank you. I'll see you next time. Stay safe out there. Have a good night.